And welcome to the 2016 Dr. Mary V. Bicouvaris Memorial Tennis Tournament, this year from the James River Country Club in the Riverside section of Newport News. We've done this event for 16 years in honor of my mother, who was the Virginia and National Teacher of the Year in 1989. For past winners, go to gjbtv.com. It's a pleasure right now again to work with Sonny Dearth, who's been with me on radio and TV since 1988 from the Daily Press. Sonny, good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you, Greg. Thanks a lot.
What are the keys this year for the match for Widener against Baumann? First of all, for Donald Widener.
Yeah, Donald has good speed and good shot variety. I think he'll try to make John Baumann move a lot around the court.
And for John Baumann?
I'm looking for John to try to dictate play with his heavy topspin forehand. He hits a really heavy ball, big muscular guy, and he's going to try to generate some short balls off that.
All right, we're at the James River Country Club in Newport News, getting ready for the 2016 edition of the Dr. Mary V. Bicouvaris Memorial Tennis Tournament, brought to you by the Newport News GreekFestival.org, LongsBilliards.com, Fazoli's.com, GJBTV.com, and Hampton Roads Online Mall.com. It's Donald Widener versus John Baumann. We'll be back after these messages.
Hi, my name is Barbara Smith, and I'm with the Newport News Public Schools Department of Transportation. At the bus stop, students should stand away from the road in an orderly fashion and always be mindful of other people's property. While on the school bus, students should always behave, keeping their hands, heads, and any other objects inside the bus so as not to distract the driver from keeping their eyes on the road. Motorists must stop for a school bus and remain stopped until the bus's lights are off and begins to move again. Here at Transportation, our number one objective is the safety of the children.
And we're underway right here from the Dr. Mary V. Bicouvaris Memorial Tennis match, just underway for the 2016 edition. And Baumann hits into the net. Sonny, what's it like playing on these clay courts here?
Well, it's a fairly slow game in terms of comparison to hard courts, and you do a lot of sliding, so it's important to keep good balance out there.
8-game pro set, singles. First game presented by Newport News GreekFestival.org. Good ground stroke tennis. Usually the key is keeping them play early. And good shot there by Baumann, forcing him to the net.
15 all, as Baumann was able to use the long short technique to get his opponent out of position.
Of course, this event in honor of my mother, Mary Bicouvaris, last year's winner Herbie Morwitz. Past winners on gjbtv.com, the tennis tournament section. At Greg Bick on Twitter and at sdearth, correct?
Twitter.com/sdearth, SDEARTH.
Score count, Sonny?
15 all. Baumann serving.
Baumann in the red, Widener in the gray and blue. Sometimes, of course, in tennis you need to work out and stretch out, of course, and and kind of get the jitters out early. Sometimes that first game is always kind of catching your breath, no matter whether you're serving or receiving.
And also just to see what kind of ball your opponent is hitting and what should be your best strategy. I mean, there the underspin by Baumann caught Widener by surprise, and he hit the ball well too low.
First game of the 8-game pro set.
Baumann serving at 30-15.
These gentlemen have played in tournaments before over the years. Nice lob by Baumann. Goes out. John Baumann uses a Wilson racket. He has been a teacher at Huntington, Booker T. Washington, Hines, and Crittenton, retired. 54 years old, lives in Newport News, right-handed, enjoys walking and traveling. Donald Widener uses a head racket, tennis pro, 58, lives in Suffolk, right-handed, enjoys traveling, reading, and music.
just misses on the first serve at 30 all. And that's just long, double fault. We'll give Widener a break point at 30-40.
Baumann in the red and Widener in the silver and blue. Widener's got a hat on, a white cap. Both these gentlemen love tennis. Again, first game brought to you by NewportNewsCreekFestival.org. Just underway from the James River Country Club in Newport News. See their website as well as a Facebook page.
Looks like that ball was just wide as Widener went for a forehand cross-court winner, and that makes it deuce.
All right, I'm giving you a break, guys.
Good rally there. Widener trying to dictate play, but cut it a little too close on that sideline.
Sonny will give us a high school, college, and pro update brought to you by HamptonRoadsOnlineMall.com in Game 5. We look forward to that.
Serve just long, you can tell, because the ball makes a mark on clay, which it rarely does on hard courts.
Easy to see. Unforced error there by Baumann. Sonny and I will have a little fun too, talking about his most memorable match on clay, and I'll tell you mine as well. We both have played over the years, and that's how we met, playing at the Suffolk Open way back in the day.
Now Widener's advantage with another break point.
And tennis is always important to get a break early, isn't it, Sonny? Especially in an 8-game pro set for an advantage.
Yeah, sure. This isn't going to be a John Isner match where it's 12 holds and a tiebreaker, but never hurts.
Great ground stroke tennis. And Baumann hits it into the net.
Unforced error gives Widener the break. One game to love, and they'll switch sides for the first time.
All right. Widener has the lead 1-0. We're at the Dr. Mary V. Bicouvaris Memorial Tennis Tournament. We'll take a break, and we'll be back after these messages.
You don't have to change just to fit in. You don't have to apologize for who you are. Just be yourself, and I promise people will enjoy it. Just be yourself. Be your real, imperfect, flawed, quirky, weird, beautiful, and magical person you are. Be yourself. Because everyone else is already taken. Just be you.
All right. 1-0 Widener. He's serving right to left on the TV dial. And the shot goes into the net.
One thing about clay as opposed to hard courts, I think you see a lot more drop shots, and I expect both these guys to use that a lot today.
Have to be in good shape. Second game is brought to you by longsbilliards.com. Great specials at longsbilliards.com. That ball sails out.
Service winner by Widener gets him to 15 all.
Nice shot there by Baumann. You said it exactly right. The drop shots can wreak havoc.
Yeah, both these guys have got to realize that you've got to defend the forecourt first. You'll probably have time to defend the backcourt if the shot comes high and deep. But you hit that underspin here, it's tough to get.
Ball sails out.
John Baumann with his big forehand went for the return. Missed it by about a couple of inches, it would seem. Donald Widener with the proper and instantaneous call. It's 30 all.
Still game one as far as Widener has the lead 1-0. Nice volley right there by Donald Widener.
Serve and volley. You don't see that too much on clay, but Donald Widener did a great job with that. Gives him a great game point at 40-30.
Has a chance to go up 2-0. Beautiful sunny day here at the James River Country Club in Newport News. And again, you always try to hit the ball deep as you can, force the guy off balance. And Widener takes a 2-0 lead. We're going to bring in Father George Choros on for a few games, Sonny. We'll see you in game 4. As it right now, this game is brought to you by Game3Fazoli's.com. As we are now O serving 2, Baumann serving. That ball sails out. Father George, good to see you.
Good to see you. Good to be here.
Thank you. I know my mother and father thought a lot of you and saw you and your wonderful wife and son when you first got here to Newport News in 1999. And congratulations on all your success as well.
They were two special people.
Baumann serving, trailing 0-2 in this 8-game pro set. Kind of a windy day today, huh?
It is. For mid-April, it is.
We've got the big event, the Newport News Greek Festival, coming up June 2nd to June 5th.
It is, yeah. Our annual spring festival, and we are looking forward to once again providing this wonderful event for not only the citizens of Newport News, but all the people around the peninsula, and we'll be coming out to get the best Greek food in the area and support the ministries of our parish of Saints Constantine and Helen.
And of course, we'll be back again in the fall.
Yeah, well, in October, the fall edition of the festival, and it's 2 wonderful events that our parish plans and executes for the good of the ministries of our parish.
And of course, the public's invited. Free admission, free parking.
It is free admission, and we encourage you that week to be Greek and to come out from anywhere between June 2nd to the 5th, from 11 to 10, and on Sunday from noon to 6, and to be our guests and to really enjoy yourself.
Very good. And of course, right here, we're at the Dr. Mary V. Bicouvaris Memorial Tennis Tournament. Of course, this beautiful facility has a great pool, golf course. Some of the best food I've ever eaten in my life is at this country club. Their steaks here are unbelievable.
They do have a good cuisine here.
Baumann serving, retired from the Newport News school system. Called the shot a little wide. In tennis, is an honor system, you know.
Yes, it is.
It's not when in doubt, call it out, but you know, be a fair, good sport.
Sportsmanship.
A little bit of a lob there, and Widener takes it to the house there. Again, this event in honor of my mother and father, of course, Mary and Jim Bicouvaris. Baumann still serving. Also, we want to respect Brian Hogg, who lost his brother, who's the director of tennis here a while back. Also, Mark Lesko and Gail Price. And we always say, give to your favorite charity in honor of my mother, and go to gjbtv.com. Look at the tennis tournament section. She was involved in literacy, education, whatever you want from the goodness of your heart. And that lob sails out. And that is the game right there. With the score now, Widener is up 2-1 over John Baumann. We'll take a short break. We'll be back after these messages. All right, welcome back. Widener's up 2-1 at the James River Country Club for the Dr. Mary V. Bicouvaris Memorial Tennis Tournament. Beautiful facility here in Newport News. Widener serving. Ball just sails out. In tennis, before you know it, I mean, you have to watch it because the game can go by so quick.
Yeah.
Great sportsmanship with these two gentlemen. See Baumann right there in the red shirt. Good ground stroke tennis. You have to be in really good shape too, Father.
Mm-hmm.
This makes walking around the track a little bit more complicated.
Yes, it does.
And you see the sunlight and the shade kind of like superseding each other at the same time.
That's true.
Of course, great high school, college, and pro tennis all going on. Don't forget Sports Scene every Wednesday, 12 to 1. Go to tunein.com, type in WHKT. Or 1650 AM. Widener serving. That ball sails out.
Come on.
Still 2-1 Widener. Widener serving with the head tennis racket, Baumann with the Wilson. Good serve there by Widener, forces a unforced error there by Baumann. So right now it's still early. This 8-game pro set. Game 4. Of course, I want to thank Fazoli's.com as well as GJBTV.com as well. It's a picture-perfect day for tennis. Usually the first serve you try to go for the gusto. Second serve a little bit more conservative.
First, second. Second.
And nice backhand by Baumann. Father, what else is coming up at Saints Constantine and Helen as far as past June 5th?
Well, we're blessed. We're going to have a few weddings. Some of our young ladies are getting married, and Vacation Bible School, and just all the ministries of the that go along with parish life.
67 years.
Yeah, 67 years this year, and from humble beginnings in 1949, downtown Newport News, to 60 Traverse Road, where we are now.
From 2004 to 2008, this event was live on WMBG Radio, of course. Several sponsors and participants have been a part of this event since 2001. We basically did it the first year. My mom passed in May of 01. We did it that fall, like Christopher Newport, the first year. Boy, is that school grown.
Yes, it has. President Tribble's done a wonderful job of furthering the mission of that school.
That ball sails out. Just a little wind, a little bit too much power can force the ball just to sail out. Tennis, it's all about keeping it in the lines.
Very much so.
Nope.
I've been fortunate to be part of 17 matches on radio or TV. We've done several here locally. This particular event's been on TV 6 times. That ball sails out. Still back and forth game. And Baumann will serve. Father, thank you so much, and we look forward to seeing you at the Newport News Creek Festival.
It's been my pleasure. Thank you for having me, and it's always a pleasure to do something in tribute of Jim and Mary. They were dear friends. Not only your beloved mother was from the same part of Greece that my parents are from.
Right.
They're special people.
Very good, and all the best to Flora and Dean as well.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
My pleasure. And Baumann serving. Father George Shores right there since 1999 from Saints Constantine and Helen Greek Orthodox Church. Sonny Dearth about to join us again. Sonny, give us an update right now.
That's good serving by Donald Widener in that game. Got him to 3-1. Some clutch serve. Baumann 15 love this game. Now 30 love with that service winner.
Of course, HamptonRoadsOnlineMall.com. Sonny, give us a high school, college, and pro update. Who stood out in high school this year?
Well, so far the best teams we've seen have been the Menchville boys. The Jamestown girls are pretty good. The York girls are really good. Some good depth around Hampton Roads Academy's boys have had an outstanding season, led by last year's winner of this match, Will Perlman.
Mm-hmm. College?
In college, University of Virginia will compete for the men's national championship for sure. Virginia Tech's had a good year, so has Old Dominion. William & Mary's a contender in the CAA. Christopher Newport's now has gotten as high as number 20 in Division III. On the women's side, UVA and Tech also very good. It's, the state is really doing well right now. Very impressed.
Nice lob by Baumann. Forces a Widener into the net. And, of course, you can see when this is going to air on GJBTV.com on the tennis tournament section right there on GJBTV.com. Air dates for this event.
Quick hold for John Baumann. Trims Donald Widener's lead to 3-2. We're playing to 8.
All right, Sonny, we're going to bring in Brian for this one game and have you come back in just a moment. So we'll take a short break. We'll be back after these messages. We'll talk to Brian Hogg from the James River Country Club.
Ultimate Frisbee is a team sport in which players seek to score points by passing a Frisbee to a teammate over the opposing team's goal line. For more information, contact your local recreation center.
All right, welcome back to the Dr. Mary V. Bicouvaris Memorial Tennis Tournament from the James River Country Club, where my good friend Brian Hogg is the director. Brian, good to see you, buddy.
Oh, thanks for having me on.
Thank you for making this happen. Of course, you can see Brian on nnpstv.com and the archives. He was on during the April edition of Sports Highlights. Widener serving at 3-2. He's got the lead in this 8-game pro set. This match, any possibility right now?
Absolutely.
Good ground stroke tennis so far. Widener serving at 3-2. A lot of chasing, a lot of good shape tennis here. Chasing balls, basically.
Great point.
And generally, clay is easier on your body.
Over the long run, yes.
It's a perfect day to play tennis. And how is the courts affected by rain in general?
These courts actually drain pretty well, so they'll dry quickly after a rain like we had the other day. But a little bit of rain every now and then is actually great for these courts.
Absolutely. Widener serving, up 3-2.
Great shot.
Absolutely. I prefer always to play on clay. I think it's just the best surface that was ever invented. What's new at the country club for the summer coming up?
We've got a lot of kids camps, tennis camps, sports camps, and that'll all actually start just after school. That's out in early June. Right now we're in the middle of our spring clinic session.
That's right. 8-game pro set, Dr. Mary V. Bicouvaris Memorial Tennis Tournament. Widener serving. Again, lives in Suffolk. He's right-handed, loves to travel, read and music, loves tournaments. Had a lot of different facilities over the years. Good shot.
It's just inside the line.
Brian, I also want to pay respects to your brother who passed away, who also got you involved in tennis at a young age.
He sure did. He's the reason I played tennis, but he passed away back in late 2004. But still remember him every day.
Give full credit to his name there as well.
Yeah, Michael Hogg, grew up in Gloucester, worked for Merrill Lynch, did a lot for the community as well, but totally responsible for getting me started in tennis.
That's right. Also, my father, Jim Bicouvaris, who worked for Home Beneficial from 58 to 97. Big Ohio State fan, family man, got me involved in sports. And, of course, my mom, who taught at Jeff Davis, Bethel High School, HRA, C&U, went to Ohio State, got her master's at Wayne Mary, PhD at Old Dominion, was good friends with your mother-in-law.
Absolutely.
Your late mother-in-law passed away as well.
That's right. Harriet Storm.
Baumann serving.
John's got a really big serve.
The key is keeping it in play, but sometimes, you know, that's just half the battle in tennis, no matter what level it is.
Absolutely. These two guys do it very well. Well-constructed points.
Baumann sometimes get better as the match goes on.
He seems to be doing it today.
Yeah. And you can see the intensity in his face, too. I mean, he's taking this serious.
And more confidence as this match has gone on.
Because one thing about this, just like the young Perlman who played last year against Herbie Morwitz,
right.
The younger ones get better as time goes on.
That's right.
But you don't forget this match because this might never happen again for them.
That's exactly right.
We're proud to announce that this event will be back here again in 2017 in the spring. We always do it in conjunction with the Newport News Greek Festival. So thank you again for that, Brian.
Of course. Love to host.
So what do you think the keys are right now for Baumann and then Widener based on what you've seen so far?
Well, obviously for Baumann, it's get that big serve in and load up on that big forehand. Widener's obviously very athletic, very fit. He's fine running down every ball that John hits. But these guys are well matched.
Shade is starting to really...
It is. One half court of shade and half is sun. It's not easy.
Best of both worlds. The one thing, like Sonny was alluding to, it's easy to see the ball going out on clay because it leaves a mark.
It's true. Does help.
Not when in doubt, call it out.
That's right.
And nice shot there by
Great shot.
Widener. I was always told at a young age, try to hit it deep to the corners and try to keep it back there, not just at the tee, but as far as you can to the baseline as possible.
If you can keep that guy pinned behind the baseline, you can do some serious damage and come in yourself.
Right, 3-all. 8-game pro set, singles tennis at its best. For more, go to gjbtv.com. All presented by the Newport News Creek Festival, the newportnewscreekfestival.org, June 2nd to June 5th. Save the date.
That's going to be in.
Nice lob by Baumann.
Out.
Yep,
Barely
good call. And we were saying earlier, too, the wind can wreak havoc.
It can, and it was a bit windy earlier today. It's died down some, but tennis in the wind is not an easy thing to do. Blows that ball around a lot.
Nice start by Baumann.
He's there.
That ball sails
Just
wide.
out. Great effort.
And the thing was, he was a nice drop shot, made a lot of effort. And when you're running with force, it sometimes can force you to hit the ball out of
Absolutely.
bounds.
Just that momentum alone.
Yeah, the adrenaline, the momentum, and just the power. Just even if you just touch
That's
the ball.
right.
Well evenly executed match. Past winners again on gjbtv.com. Tennis tournament section at Greg Bick on Twitter, at Sports Highlight, at gjbtv, and hr1linemall.com. You can also follow me on Facebook. Just a great return by
Well
Baumann.
shot. Great point.
And he is something else. I mean, I've played him a lot over the years. He just gets relentless as the match goes on. Starts off like a lot of people do with chitters, and then as the match goes on, you get more confident.
And we've all done that many times.
Oh, yeah. In my case, like my dad would say, it's like a marathon. You don't want it to go into 3 sets, but of course, it's an 8-game pro set.
I started off so slow in matches, my dad would tell me to start off in the 5th game.
Yeah. You always reminded me, like, play the way Steffi Graf to just get it done, get it, move on, and look forward to the next round before you even say hello.
I didn't want to let that guy back in the match.
No.
It's a great
Great.
shot.
And of course, you played at Virginia Tech as well.
I did back in the 80s.
How's the technology changed, Brian, as far as tennis and the rackets the most?
Yeah, when we started playing tennis with the wooden rackets,
Sure.
it's night and day. It's I've hit with a few wooden rackets lately. It is so different. It's just no comparison. So you can hit winners from anywhere on the court now.
And special thanks to the James River Country Club and Brian Hogg as that ball sails out. And the great crew here as well. Pivotal point in the match, 3-all.
Great return. Great point.
Yep. And both sense it, and endurance, and you got to be in shape. But luckily, you don't have to worry about the weather being too hot. And this is just a perfect spring day.
Yeah, it couldn't be any better.
No.
And an 8-game pro set makes it a little easier too. But still, it's a test.
The finish line's a lot quicker.
It is quicker. That's
Yeah.
that's good and bad, maybe. Widener's been doing a great job blocking that big serve back.
Ball sails out. Again, thank you to NewportNewsCreekFestival.org, LongsBilliards.com, Fazoli's.com as well.
It's in.
Good shot by Widener. GJBTV.com, Hampton Roads, OneLineMall.com, and of course the James River Country Club and their wonderful website. Great restaurant here, great golf course, right on the James River. A lot of great amenities here. One of the most beautiful parts of Newport News, right here where we're at today. Sure is a pleasure and honor to be here. with Brian Hogg right here, the director of tennis at the James River Country Club.
Second serve. Coming.
Of course, the next Grand Slam is the French Open. Djokovic is unbelievable. He won the Australian, and just you know, you look back in the era of Sampras and Agassi, he's taken it to another level with Nadal and Federer.
Hard to pick against him. It's good tennis.
They're like Father Time. They get better with age.
It's true.
There was a point where you usually peak in your 30s, like Edberg did, or
That's right.
Mats Wilander or Vilas. Except for Connors, who played, you know, into his 40s.
He did.
And in tennis, it can help you so much. And Donald Widener's been involved in the Achievable Dream with business as well, like
Sure.
the one-on-one, the competitiveness. And
That's
Brian
right.
and I were talking off the air, like the fear, the anxiety, the rage sometimes, and sometimes your own worst enemy is in your mind because you're worrying about other things that have nothing to do with tennis sometimes.
It's true. It's good. A good test for life in general.
Yeah, because you're like in a solo ship sailing by yourself.
Great get.
Great shot
Great
by
shot.
Baumann.
Heavy forehand.
And in my case, I would say SOS, someone save me, but nobody could because I couldn't tell somebody to save me. There's not a team sport where you say, Brian, come and give me a break.
Now you're out there all alone. You got to figure it out on your own.
The emotions, folks, can wreak havoc. Trust me on that. You think of things you have no idea you're thinking about.
That's right.
On personal and a business level. Great shot there by a crew. These high-def cameras.
It's in. Oh.
And Baumann hits it into the net. He was right there. What is it about the net that sometimes for the average fan looking it seems so easy but yet so difficult?
It does seem easy. It's only 3 feet high in the middle. It seems like it should be easy to get it over. Not always the case.
No. Because sometimes we have the racket back too far, like we're hitting a
That's
forehand,
right.
and that's where a lot of mistakes happen. Not as much on the backhand side, it seems like. At the net, for that matter.
Try to overdo the forehand.
Very long game. You see John Baumann there, retired from the Newport News school system.
It's a critical game.
Yes. Going back and forth. Last two winners were Bill Saunders in 2014, Herbie Morwitz last year, and Marvin Hedgepath and Carter Ficklin won the doubles match in 2013 at
That's
the Hampton
right.
Tennis Center. Carter, my former basketball coach at St. Andrews,
That's right.
now an accomplished referee at his age
Yes, he is.
in the VHSL.
That's right.
Long game.
Needs to get that big serve in here.
Sometimes you have to take a deep breath and just reflect a little bit. I would untie my shoe, drop the racket, whatever it
Right.
worked. And that ball sails
Just
out.
wide.
It's a very, very competitive game between these two gentlemen. 6-year, and overall, we've done 6 of these tennis matches on TV from the Dr. Mary V. Bicouvaris Memorial Tennis Tournament. Give to any charity you want in her honor by going to gjbtv.com and just whatever you want to do. That ball sails into the net. Sometimes you just have to close the deal. It's like in sales or in life, you have to close the deal eventually.
That's what it's all about.
And that's the more pressure of no-ad tennis,
That's exactly right.
which is even more.
Points are bigger. I played no-ad tennis all through college. Those are some big points.
Yeah, talk about anxiety there.
Sure.
Because when it's 30-all or 40-30, that next point could possibly
That's right.
be done. Can't have 20 deuces. Of course, great angles right here. You see the banners as well. Yep. Ball was out.
Just out.
So will to win. And like Brian and I said, this is a very long game, and of course sometimes your emotions can get the best of you. You think you got the lead, you get back to deuce, and then it just goes back and forth like a seesaw. But you don't want to get too comfortable, because this game can affect, it's like a chain effect. It can affect a lot of games.
It can, and the seventh game in particular it's kind of pivotal. Not saying who wins this game will win the match, but it's at least a likelihood.
Ball sails out.
Great shot.
Nice shot by Baumann. And his forehand combined with his serve are his strengths.
His two big weapons. That big, heavy forehand.
You see Baumann right there, retired from the Newport U School system. And you and I talked several times in the last several months about who would be in this match, and this is about as competitive as you can get.
This is very competitive.
And both these guys love tennis.
And they both want to win.
Yes,
it's great.
It's very obvious. And Baumann gets it. Brian, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me on.
Again, for your hospitality. We look forward to coming back here next year. And, of course, people can get involved in camps at the James River Country Club by joining. And, of course, all the best to you and your family and your kids as well.
Thank you, Greg. You too.
Very good. All right, it's 4-3 in favor of John Baumann. We'll take a break. We'll be back after these messages. Very good. Thank you.
Fusion Fitness with Alexis. Tune in weekdays 6:30 a.m., Mondays 7:30 a.m., 2:30 p.m., and 7:30 p.m.
All right, 4-3 in favor of John Baumann. That was quite a game, that previous game, Sonny Dearth.
Yeah, wasn't it? For the senior set, age 50 and over, those guys are playing some serious ball out there. Big forehands, big serves, good chips.
Yeah, keeping in play. Just a lot of good ground stroke tennis. That ball sails out.
Widener's trying to recapture the momentum. He led 3-1, but now he's down 3-4 and serving at 15 love.
And thank you again to all the great sponsors today for making this happen. And all the great catering by Fazoli's.com. Too much.
Well played by Dahl Widener, finishing it with an overhead after solid ground strokes and volleys to set it up, and good hustle by John Baumann to make Donald play an extra ball there.
Scoring updates on
Widener getting back in control now on his serve, 30 love.
pivotal game for him, serving trailing 3-4. As the shade really superseding his side of the court. Of course, clay is easier on your body in general than hard courts. Next Grand Slam coming up. Who do you like in the French Open?
If ever Djokovic is going to get it, this is going to be the time.
And of course, this is an Olympic year as well, Sonny.
Yeah, that creates an interesting dynamic that you rarely have.
Right.
But still, the Olympics aren't as big as the slams to pro tennis players.
Yeah, right near the U.S. Open range.
I just hope everything is okay with the Olympics because of security questions and water safety questions.
Absolutely. Nice backhand there by Widener. Playing very conservative, just keeping it in. Baumann running. You can see the great shape that Widener's in.
Yeah. And John Baumann as well. Outstanding point from both players. Neither one of them went too close to the sideline, and that's a great way to play on clay and on hard courts for that matter. You don't want to make unforced errors. Chance for Widener to tie it. It's 40-15.
Mm-hmm. He's trailing 3-4. Yep, ball sails out. We're 4-all here in this 8-game pro set of the Dr. Mary V. Bicouvaris Memorial Tennis Tournament. Over the years, Marvin Hedgepath, Zach Vaughn, Richard Parker, Fax McCandlish, Sonny Dearth, JoJo McCandlish, Richard Parker, Bill Saunders, Sonny Dearth as well over the years, Hugh Spain, Eric Christensen, Nicholas Kohler, Yakov Diskin, Bill Saunders, Carter Ficklin, Jessica Sane, Violet Hahn, Claire Spencer, Malin Playton, Marvin Hedgepath, Herbie Morwitz, all victorious over the years.
It's quite a list.
In this wonderful event since 2001. Who's who of tennis. And right there to the feet of Widener, 4-all. And you gotta feel like every game, every point's crucial at this stage of the event.
Definitely, highly competitive match. And John Baumann doing a good job charging that low return by Donald Widener. And one of the reasons Widener was caught off guard there is because he was having to defend against the possibility of the drop shot. So when John Baumann played a big forehand, it was pretty easy to win the point.
Of course.
We're on serve. Baumann's at 15 love. 4 games all. We're playing to 8.
First one to 8. And you can sense the drama as the match goes on. Named after my mother, Mary V. Bicouvaris, born in Greece. Her granddaughter named after her, biggest gem, treasure she'd be very proud of, Maria Joanna Stamatakos, who just turned 3 April 24th, in honor of my mother and my father both. After my sister Valerie, of course, educator in her own right, broadcasting as well. Maria, she's dynamite. She's just like my mom. She can memorize books already at her age.
That's amazing.
You got to wonder where she got that gift from. Probably my mom. Of course, your parents, Sonny, always loved tennis as well.
Most definitely. Double fault by Baumann. Makes it 15-30.
Big game here if Widener can break.
These guys have been battling one of the most competitive matches I can remember in this event.
Last year's was pretty good too, but Herbie was a little bit too tough for Perlman. Perlman's really improved over the years.
He's now #1 at Hampton Roads Academy on a team that won its first 7 matches this year.
And he has several years left.
Taking after his dad, Henry, who also went to HRA and was a fine player around my age, as was Brian Hogg.
Double fault.
That's unfortunate. Back-to-back double faults makes it 15-40. 2 break points for Widener.
4-all right now in the Dr. Mary V. Bicouvaris Memorial Tennis Tournament. Remember our first match I did on radio, Sonny, was a college radio station at WGMU. Then we've done matches with Mark Tepps, with Reed and Howard when they played at Warwick and Lafayette back in the day. And of course, this match has been on radio and TV combined several times. Several of the clippings on the gjbtv.com media collage and the archives for past events and articles about broadcasting.
That serve goes just long, so a trifecta of double faults there by Baumann puts Widener ahead 5-4 here at James River Country Club.
Nice break. And Widener right now leads it 5-4. We'll take a break and we'll be back after these messages.
What do you want to be when you grow up?
I want to be a scientist. I want to be a doctor. I want to be an engineer.
Our younger students have the right idea. Today's leading careers are involved in science, technology, engineering, and math. Newport News Public Schools has embarked on an aggressive STEM education initiative that prepares students to take full advantage of STEM opportunities in higher education and career fields. So, what do you want to be when you grow up?
All right, welcome back to the Dr. Mary V. Bicouvaris Memorial Tennis Tournament right here at the James River Country Club. Of course, Brian Hogg, and we're seeing right now Widener up 5-4.
Up 5-4 and serving. It's a good spot to be.
With the sun on his back as well. On a chilly spring day, that doesn't hurt.
No, it absolutely helps.
I want to thank Sonny Dearth as well, and also Father George Choris for joining us. Brian Hogg back with us as well. Took a little water break himself. Just like he needed a break too.
Short water break, that's right.
It's a big game, especially for Widener, if he can hold here and have a cushion.
Put him up a little 6'4" cushion would be nice.
But you never know. Again, tennis is mental and physical both. You know, you got the lead, but you're only as good as your last point.
That is true, and I've lost plenty of matches, I'm sure you have too, where you felt like you were in control.
This in golf is so humbling.
It really is.
I mean, it can make a giant feel very shallow. Baumann has to come to the net. Got him in no man's land.
Got it.
And that ball goes out.
Fairly wide. Great point.
Good hustle by both players. For the Dr. Mary V. Bicouvaris Memorial Tennis Tournament, presented by NewportNewsGreekFestival.org, LongsBilliards.com, Fazoli's.com, GJBTV.com, HamptonRoadsOnlineMall.com, Browse, Shop, Visit, and of course the James River Country Club here in Newport News. See the beautiful banner right there as well. It's like a silhouette almost, Brian.
It is. It's very pretty out here right now.
Nice cursive. Of course, the banners as well. That ball is out. You see the nice green trees here, and just a beautiful scenery.
Little slice of heaven out here at James River.
It is.
Not a bad workplace.
That's the game there.
That is game. That makes it 5-all. So much for that 2-game cushion.
Yes. Baumann to serve in the red shirt. They get to 7-all, they'll play a tiebreaker. That ball goes into the net by Widener. Another pivotal game, Brian.
They seem to all be pivotal now. Every point's big.
You know, my strategy was always, if I was playing a guy that was better than me, try to hit it in the corner, hit to his backhand, and make him work for every single point. Then you start using psychology if you can as well. You have to use any little edge you can in tennis.
Absolutely, it all helps. But if you can make that guy, put him under pressure and see how he responds, the better players obviously respond very well, and they'll end up still winning that match.
And that ball goes into the net.
But you have to pressure that other guy. Never let him feel comfortable.
Tennis balls, how have they changed over the years, and what type of balls are they using today?
We are using Babolat tennis balls, but not greatly different from the balls we used back in the 70s and 80s. Maybe a little bit heavier felt on it, but very similar.
I still remember the white tennis balls.
I do too. Shows you how old we are, Greg.
Yep, that ball sells out. Sometimes your own adrenaline can get the advantage of you. Again, you really have to be centered. It's hard to explain unless you play tennis. I mean, it's really just every point. You cannot even think about the last point.
That's right. You gotta let it go.
It's almost like in life. Something's bothering you, folks, just let it go. Let it go. Deadlocked at 5. Nice forehand by Widener. That one is not a good one. Into the net. But good sportsmanship by both these gentlemen.
They're super nice guys, both of them.
Unfortunately, sometimes tennis does bring out the incredible Hulk in people.
It can.
And even at the pro level, too.
Sure.
We've all been a part of that if you play it long enough. Baumann serving from Newport News. Both these gentlemen right-handed on the clay courts of the James River Country Club. That ball is out. Great work by our camera crew and our executive producer for NNPS TV, Michelle Price, Ray Price, and of course Greg Lesko out here, Carl Daniels, and the great crew and students. Baumann serving.
Was that in or out? Oh, I thought it was good. Oh, then that's game. Okay, sorry.
All right, we'll take a short break, and we'll be back after these messages. All right, welcome back to the Dr. Mary V. Bicouvaris Memorial Tennis Tournament, where it is 6-5 in favor of John Baumann. Of course, 8-game pro set changes the whole dynamic of a match as opposed to a 10-game pro set where some kids have played, and also the 2 out of 3 or the 3 out of 5.
It does. Yeah, at this juncture of the match, it's 6-5. So Widener really needs to hold serve here. Stand this match. Goes down 7-5. Could be almost lights out.
But it's been going like a seesaw, topsy-turvy, back and forth. Really, nobody's really had the momentum, but it's now the momentum is the person who's got the lead.
Correct.
Because it's so close to the finish line.
That's right.
Here. All right, 5-6. Pretty much the entire court is shaded, except for a corner of the sun where Baumann is. Widener serving with the baseball cap. Again, my mother taught at Jeff Davis, Bethel, HRA, CNU. Virginia National Teacher of the Year in 1989, but she never really cared about that at all. She was just there to help the kids in her community.
And she did that as well.
Also, condolences to the late State Senator John Miller, who also worked at Channel 13. He passed away recently as well. Of course, you see the pictures as well of my mother and father, and of course, my sister and her beautiful daughter named after my mother, Maria, right there in the red, and of course Valerie as well. Doing very well. That ball sails out. And right now, here's where I would really, this is the old, you know, just keep it in play. Just and I got so conservative. Sometimes I got nervous. I didn't want to lose, and that was the fear part of it taking over.
Right. Got to make this guy play some extra balls, though. Let him feel a little pressure as well.
But when you're up, you want to go for the gusto.
That's right.
But try to tell yourself that. Ball goes out. Tennis is almost like a gladiator sport when you think about it.
It really is.
You're separated from space, but your mind and your body all have to work in sync together. Great audio by our crew here. I want to thank again Ray Price and Greg Lesko and Brian Hogg for really making this power surge work here with the great audio and video, and look forward to more broadcasts in the future. Of course, sports highlights on nnpstv.com. We've done that show since February of '92, Communicator Awards. Of course, our 26th season of football in 2016. Again, save the date for the Newport News Greek Festival, June 2nd to June 5th. Sports Scene, Wednesdays, 16:50 a.m. TuneIn.com, type in WHKT.
That's a great serve.
Way out over the fence, kind of like a home run in baseball. Or a foul ball.
Or a foul ball. Great time for a big serve, though. Needed
Yes.
it.
Ryan's got plenty of tennis balls out here. Again, showcasing this beautiful facility here, Gem and Newport News. Little, and Baumann was generous there because that might have sailed out, but he played it and he still got the.
That's right. Now that makes it 7-5.
Yes.
See if Donald can regroup.
Baumann with a 2-game lead here, so he's 1 game away from winning the match and the serve. But again, at this level, that doesn't always mean everything.
The serve does not, especially on clay. It'll slow it down a little bit, but he does have a big serve.
Now, if it was Goran Ivanisevic, I would say he's got the advantage.
I agree.
So it's 7-5 in favor of Baumann.
Correct.
Which, in tennis, that would have been the first set.
That's right.
But still, we're in an 8-game pro set. And this is where your nerves really take over. At Greg Bick on Twitter, GREGBIC. Constantly giving updates. Of course, the next leg of the Grand Slams, the French Open. Then we've got the Wimbledon, the Olympics, the U.S. Open, a lot going on in tennis. Baumann serving. Going right to left from the TV dial.
Just wide.
Yep. We'll be back here again next year in 2017. 16th year we've had this event. Done 17 matches overall on radio and TV. One year we did Connors and Barami in '99 in Richmond when they played.
I remember that match.
Barami was just a character.
Great entertainer.
Yeah.
Very talented.
He could like juggle 5 balls in his hand.
He put on a great show.
Love to see bring one of those guys here, Brian.
I'd love to.
Brian's hosted tournaments before at Killen Creek when he worked there.
We had Luke Jensen here twice.
Yes.
He was entertaining as well.
Widener in the baseball cap, Baumann in the red shirt. Widener very involved with the Achievable Dream in Newport News, and of course in the past, John Baumann, a retired Newport News schools educator at several different schools in Newport News like Huntington, Booker T. Washington, Hines, and Crittenden. Great point.
10.
Just deep tennis balls. That goes into the net. Every point is pressure packed here, folks. Great box office event here today in Newport News. This is the place to be. Showcased on TV and nnpstv.com. You can see archive editions of sports highlights. Go to gjbtv.com, hit the YouTube link for archive shows as well as Sports Scene. And last year's tennis match, too, of this event, the Dr. Mary V. Bicouvaris Memorial Tennis Tournament. Baumann talking to himself a little bit there, a little frustrated, but sometimes when you have a 2-game lead, you can let a point or two go by. Not too many, though.
Not too many.
What was your most memorable win on clay? Or one of them? Whether it was college or non-college.
Yeah, I remember playing Darrell Cummings at Hampton Tennis Center. We had a very long match, deep into the third set. I ended up pulling it out, but it was one of the better matches I played on clay.
Darrell, the former Old Dominion tennis coach.
Wow,
Slice drop shot, just a killer shot there. I would say mine was beating Frank Carter and also Bill Saunders. And of course, in hard courts, beating Robert Kelso in a state-sanctioned tournament. Got a humble experience by playing Leonard Booker, though, one time.
Oh, I'm sure.
Ooh, double fault. And that second serve, whether it's high school, college, men, women, singles, doubles, or mixed doubles, it's all a different strategy. But it really, it's like you don't want to let up too much, but if you do, you can make an unforced error.
At any level, it's important to have a good second serve. Critical.
Slice it up a little bit sometimes.
Just something that you have a go-to serve that you know you can get in under pressure. And John's finding that out right now.
All tied up at this point. That ball sails out. So Baumann is 1 point away from winning the match.
Correct. Match point number 2 for John.
7-5. He's up 7 games to 5. You see the James River Country Club. You see GJB Productions and Marketing banner, as well as Dr. Mary V. Bicouvaris Memorial Tennis Tournament. That's where we're at. Baumann 1 point away from winning the match. Sometimes he can be his own worst enemy. Chilly spring day in Newport News. And he double faults. We talked about it. The nerves can take over. Again, you can let up a little bit when you're up in 2 games, but you want to close the deal.
Want to close the deal. Got to get the serve in to do it, though.
For you salespeople out there, you know what I'm talking about. For a local business, go to HamptonRoadsOnlineMall.com. Just click the link, takes you right to the website. Like the Egg Bistro in the restaurant section.
Servers are letting John down now.
Yep. You know what I would do sometimes? I know people didn't like it, was the underhand serve just to get it over. I know people didn't like that, but I would use every little bit of strategy.
I like just spinning the first serve in a little bit.
I guess you being the tennis pro, I'm kind of bringing all my demons out of tennis. Now it's walking the Nolan Trail. Nice
great
forehand
shot.
winner by Baumann. You can see Widener playing a little conservative.
Definitely conservative on that approach shot, but made John come up with a great shot.
Because it's funny, even the twist of a racket can cause the ball to sail out.
Sure.
And you know that.
Sure.
So you have to play really just solid.
Sure.
Back to deuce. 7-5 Baumann in the red shirt. And
Great volley.
yep, great sportsmanship. And Donald had his hand out saying, making sure he's okay. 2016 edition of the Dr. Mary V. Bicouvaris Memorial Tennis Tournament. And sports scene and sports highlights. Got a little bit of both today out here. Crucial second serve for Baumann. Going right to left on the TV dial. It's like he winds that forehand up like a baseball bat.
He really does.
And that ball is going to...
Just long.
Yep.
Back to deuce.
You can. One thing about tennis, you can catch your breath in between serves a little bit. It's not like it's constant
That's
movement.
right. You can.
Even chasing a ball the best you can. Of course, we encourage young people to get involved in tournaments and leagues and play tennis. Great sport at the high school, college, professional level. Brian and I both played in sanctioned tournaments since we've been kids. It's a great sport.
Great sport for a long, long time.
Make great friends out of it.
Absolutely.
And that ball sails into the net. It's a competitive tennis match here. They played a little over an hour and some change. Add out. Baumann leading 7 games to 5.
Just wide.
So we're at 7-6 Baumann. He's still 1 game away from winning the match. If Widener wins the next game, then we get to a tiebreaker. So we'll take a break as the drama continues of the 2016 Dr. Mary V. Bicouvaris Memorial Tennis Tournament. Stay tuned. Don't go anywhere from the James River Country Club in Newport News, Virginia.
Just to answer one text. Information has been provided that on average, 23% of auto crashes involve cellular phones. That's a result of 1.3 million auto crashes per year. Drivers are 23% more likely to get into an accident while texting and driving. There are many other causes of distracted driving: grooming one's hair, applying makeup, reading a road map or a book, or even talking on the phone. 18% of fatalities are from distracted drivers. In 2013, the Virginia State Police have cited 328 drivers for texting-related offenses. Wait to text.
All right, welcome back right here to the Dr. Mary V. Bicouvaris Memorial Tennis Tournament presented by HamptonRoadsOnlineMall.com. It is now 6 versus 7. Widener in the cap there with the blue shorts has got 6 games. And, of course, John Baumann's got 7. Big, crucial game here for Widener. He needs to hold serve.
Yeah, first serves are key here. Takes a little pressure off.
You saw the double faults really got to Baumann there in that last game. That cost him the game. We'll hear from both these players afterwards during the post-game show presented by GJBTV.com. That ball,
great deep ball,
there.
Great shot
by Baumann. Of course, telecom students, rising juniors and seniors. Give us a call, 591-4687, extension 0, if you'd like to be involved in this great program that's been part of Norfolk State. So many great programs over the years. Telecom, learn, educate about TV and production. And, of course, give to any charity you want in honor of Dr. Mary V. Bicouvaris.
Just out.
Baumann looking a little careful there. I'll just leave it at that. Oh, I've been part of so many of those over the years.
Oh, we all have.
Oh, my goodness. See Baumann right there, retired Newport News School employee. Yep, kept it low.
Did. Great return.
So it's 15-30.
15-30, 2 points away again now.
Yeah, I think sometimes John feels more comfortable not serving.
That's right.
Because the pressure when you're serving, you got to start it off by getting in play. So the less pressure is on the return serve. Agassi was so good at the return serve. And Steffi Graf too. Oh, that sails out. 30 all. Could just, if he could just keep it down a little bit, you know, it would have been different as we get into this very chilly spring evening. Of the Dr. Mary V. Bicouvaris Memorial Tennis Tournament. Thank you for watching. All the great feedback over the years that we've gotten from all our great viewers. The point of the match right there.
Great shot.
Excellent point right
great
there.
Great shot.
But it's not over yet.
Sets up another match point, though.
Great hustle by both guys. Match point for Baumann.
Correct.
He leads 7-6. Good lob.
It's going to be in.
Great ground stroke tennis. Very conservative, though.
Went for it.
He went for the gusto. That happens sometimes. The patience is another factor in
It
tennis.
is. He had a good ball to go for. Just missed it.
But one time when they were doing a lob, a bird flew up right around the same time.
It was close.
Like a raven almost. Crow. Again, Baumann leading 7-6. Deuce. All tied up in this game. See, Coke Henderson's been out here today and several players. Fans. Good serve there.
Great serve. Gives him an add in.
Widener. So he gets this point. It'll be 7-all, and they'll play a tiebreaker, but it's still not over yet. Glad you're with us for this tennis broadcast. Several have been done over the radio and TV over the years, and this event's had a lot of radio and TV coverage. Good shot there.
Shot. 7-all.
By Widener. So it's 7-all. We'll take a short break and we'll be back after these messages.
Hi, my name is Barbara Smith, and I'm with the Newport News Public Schools Department of Transportation. At the bus stop, students should stand away from the road in an orderly fashion and always be mindful of other people's property. While on the school bus, students should always behave, keeping their hands, heads, and any other objects inside the bus so as not to distract the driver from keeping their eyes on the road. Motorists must stop for a school bus and remain stopped until the bus's lights are off and begins to move again. Here at Transportation, our number one objective is the safety of the children.
All right, welcome back to the Dr. Mary V. Bicouvaris Memorial Tennis Tournament. Greg Bicouvaris along with Brian Hogg. Also want to thank Sonny Dearth and George Choros as well. We are at the climax here, folks. It's 7-all. Here's how it's going to work. First person to win to get to 7 win by 2. They'll switch sides after 6 points.
Correct.
John Baumann to serve. Tied up as even as you can get right now. Fault. Every point, Brian Hogg, is crucial.
Yeah, when you're only playing to 7, it one or two loose points will really get away from you.
And great shot there by Widener. Baumann had his advantage up at 7-5 and 7-6.
He did. That let him back in. We talked about it.
Yeah. The double faults can haunt you.
They did. It's not over yet, though.
No, but every point here is paramount. It's polarizing almost. A tiebreaker can. Some people are really good at it. Some people just have tough luck with it.
And obviously, I'm sure John is probably thinking about those couple of points that he let get away back a couple of games ago that could have been done.
But even this is almost like a set in a way too, as well, because
it
even
is.
if you're up or down, you have a chance to regroup a little bit.
It's a bit of a fresh start.
But it's like a 50-yard dash as well.
It is quick.
7-all in games.
A great pickup.
Yes. He scooped it up, like Brian Hogg just said. 2-0 Widener. Correct.
2-0.
In the tiebreaker. Got to give Widener a lot of credit. Kept his composure, where he could have easily unraveled. Good shot there. The clay can sometimes leave divots like a golf course sometimes.
It does. A slow clay court. That ball just gets eaten up.
And Baumann's down 1-2. He's serving. He knows it's going for the marbles here. Again, please give any charity you wish in honor of the Dr. Mary V. Bicouvaris Memorial Tennis Tournament. For more, go to gjbtv.com to the tennis tournament page and read on the history about this event. Remember, Hugh Spain won it way back in 04. Flashback to 10 years ago, Nicholas Kohler won it.
Good player, Nicholas Kohler.
Baumann serving, trailing 1-3 in his tiebreaker. It's like a block shot there by
He does it so well.
Widener.
Just
Could
love.
scoop it up. Anybody's ball game right now. They'll switch sides after the next game with no break. So it's 3-2 Widener.
3-2 Widener with the serve.
Again, folks, this is the final game. It's 7-all here in this 8-game pro set.
Just long. Such
Good
a
shot
great
there
shot.
by Baumann. He always plays best from behind. He just has sometimes trouble closing the deal. Again, they're going to switch it 3-all. We're going to keep it right here. Again, thanks to our sponsors, NewportNewsGreekFestival.org, LongsBilliards.com, Fozoli's.com, GJBTV.com, HamptonRoadsOnlineMall.com. 3-all. You have to win by 2 in the tiebreaker.
First one to 7 win by 2.
And right now, we're as even as you can get. 7-all in games, 3-all in points.
This has been a tight match all day.
Yes.
Knew it was going to come to a tiebreaker.
Baumann had the biggest lead at 7-5.
He did. It seemed like he had it, but
couldn't close it.
Could not.
And still, we're dead even. 14 games, 6 points total.
Good serve.
Wonder how they'll play conservative here, Brian, these next few points. Oh,
just out.
Went for a home run there. When John brings that racket back, he really brings it back.
He means business.
Oh my goodness, he doesn't hide it. They've really given their heart today.
They are.
Great drop
effort.
shot by
Great
Widener.
shot.
He almost lost his footing there,
He
too.
did.
And Widener is up 5-3. He's 2 points away from winning the match. We've had juniors, we've had seniors, we've had women, we've got men playing this tournament, kids. Just a great tournament. Brian and I will work on the players shortly, and we'll have it again here next year. .35 in point score.
Great serve.
A good lunge by Baumann to get it in. The deep forehand.
Just
that ball
long
sails
there.
out. Nip and tuck, folks. Good tennis here.
5-4 Widener and serving.
It's important stretching out and keeping those, because sometimes you can cramp up this time of the match, Brian.
Oh, sure.
Especially in the cold weather, too.
I'm not sure that was a voluntary stretch.
Yeah. Bring us some spring and summer, Brian.
Yeah, I'd like to.
Five, 4. 2 points away from winning the match. Fault. Great views right there by our TV production crew.
He's there.
Well, the back end was too much.
Great shot. Great point.
6-4 Widener.
His first match point.
And you can see the determination in his face.
That's a match, right? My ball back here out, man. What's the score?
Sometimes you get picky, you want a certain ball.
My shot when you were serving, that ball's in or out.
Players talking right now.
The one when you hold my set, what was the score? Was it 5-4? Yeah, now it's 6-4. Sorry, 6-4. Any one more ball, please. Okay. Yeah, 6-4.
Brian, 6'4".
6'4" is correct.
Yeah.
They just had to talk about it for a minute.
Yeah, that can happen sometimes.
Sure.
That's the thing when you don't, like when the pro tournaments, you have the lines judge all the time.
Right.
You have production trucks and all that stuff keeping track and statisticians and scoreboards, but you don't have, in tennis, it's an honor system.
It's not always that easy. Just have to talk it through and make sure you're on the same page.
You can't Google the score, folks. All right, 6'4", Widener, match point. He hasn't had many of them either.
Just a little long. He went for it, though.
He went for it. He was like, he had his footwork ready. Footwork is so important in tennis, Brian Hogg.
He's got great footwork.
So now the pressure's back on Baumann. We saw that he couldn't handle it when he was up 7-5. Now he's down
5-6.
5-6.
Facing yet another match point.
Still championship point for Widener. Drama, drama, drama.
Great first serve.
Good block by Widener.
And
that ball's
sends it
out.
long. That's it.
And Donald Widener wins the 2016 Dr. Mary V. Bicouvaris Memorial Tennis Tournament 8-7 over John Baumann. Great sportsmanship by these two gentlemen as they play a wonderful match right here in honor of my mother right here at the James River Country Club. And again, Widener from Suffolk beats John Baumann 8-7. We'll take a break. We'll come back, talk to the players, and wrap it up here from the James River Country Club after these messages.
Fusion Fitness with Alexis. Tune in weekdays 6:30 a.m., Mondays 7:30 a.m., 2:30 p.m., and 7:30 p.m.
All right, welcome back to the post-game show of the Dr. Mary V. Bicouvaris Memorial Tennis Tournament presented by HamptonRoadsOnlineMall.com. Great competitive match, great sportsmanship in the 16th annual event here at the James River Country Club in Newport News, where Donald Widener just edges out John Baumann, retired Newport News Schools educator, 8-7. John, thank you for playing in this event. I've known you for 20 years, and you're a good friend, and I appreciate you playing in my mom's honor.
Well, it is indeed a pleasure, and it's been an honor and a privilege to play in this exhibition, and your mother was a remarkable educator.
Thank you.
And lady.
So. John, you were up 7-5. You know, in tennis, it's up and down. And as Brian and I were talking during the match, and Sonny, sometimes our own head can get in the way of. Do you sometimes when you're playing in a match, think about other things when you're playing?
Not necessarily. It was very tight there at the end, so I was just trying to concentrate and keep that ball in play, but congratulations to Donald, and he played a great match.
Yeah,
and,
you guys have played before. And
this is our third time, yes.
Yeah, does the weather sometimes affect the match?
This was ideal today.
Yeah.
You couldn't have asked for a better day. I do have a tendency when it's real warm,
right,
to tire out, but no, this was ideal.
And you got
couldn't
West
ask for
Coast
a more
roots.
ideal
This
setting.
is like California weather.
Yep, native of Southern California.
Yeah. Well, John, thanks a lot. Thanks again. And, of course, we'll see you out in the tennis court. You'll be playing. He's played in several tournaments, done very well over the years in a lot of different divisions. And, of course, Widener wins 8-7, but both are winners today in the game of life and in the game of tennis. Stay tuned. We'll hear from Donald Widener and wrap it up after these messages. All right, welcome to our final segment here of the Dr. Mary V. Bicouvaris Memorial Tennis Tournament. Surely was a fun event. I want to thank all the great people here like Brian Hogg and the James River Country Club and our great sponsors again, Newport News Greek Festival, Long's Billiards, Fazoli's, GJBTV.com, and Hampton Roads OnlineMall.com, and the great staff and students of the Newport News school system for their time, their talent, and their treasure for making this event happen, a success in the 16th annual event in honor of my mother, Mary Bicouvaris, and Jim Bicouvaris. And we got the winner now, Donald Widener, who's going to be on the May edition of Sports Highlights as well. So May is your month, my friend, but you got it done in the spring, late part of the year in the second quarter. And, of course, what a match. I mean, you were down 7-5, and, of course, that would have been a set in normal 2 out of 3, but you kept your composure.
Right. Tennis is one of those sports you just got to keep fighting. John and I have a small history of matches. We're 1-1 head-to-head, and today I was able to pull it out. Tough competitor. John is always a marathon player, so again, it's I guess it's one of those things you have to believe and keep trying, keep going.
Sometimes unforced errors can hurt, but it seemed like the pendulum was constantly swinging, or the seesaw, that you had the edge, he had the edge, and then when he wound up and got that forehand, and really just it could have gone either way. Like you said, you got an edge now, 2 matches to 1 over him, but you are pretty even players.
We are. John, again, great competitor. I want to say thank you to James River Country Club. I mean, outstanding facility. Thanks to the students who are still here, doing good things. Thanks to your mom, your pop putting on the event. Outstanding. Thanks for the honor of playing today.
Thank you. It's my pleasure as well. So, of course, we look forward to seeing you and playing some more tennis, but it really was a great match. Could have gone either way, and you won in the tiebreaker, and the tiebreaker is just as much mental as physical.
It is. You have to really focus on the ball you're hitting, not the shot you're making. So it's kind of tough. I was fighting with a little bit of the sliding on clay, but it was a fun event.
Yeah, a lot of divots. But anyway, Donald Widener wins it 8-7 in the 16th annual Dr. Mary V. Bicouvaris Memorial Tennis Tournament from the beautiful James River Country Club in Newport News. Thank you. All the best to you.
Thanks, Greg.
Thanks for your time and your talent as well.
You're welcome.
And thanks again to our crew. So I want to thank the entire crew out here. I want to thank all our commentators today, Sonny, Dearth, Father George Choros, as well as Brian Hogg, and the great hospitality here at the James River Country Club as well. So for Ray Price, I'm Greg Bicouvaris. For more, log on to GJBTV.com, the tennis tournament section. That's GJBTV.com. We'll talk to you soon.